everybody. This is Getty92 coming at you today for another episode live, but this is a recording with a new song after we heard yesterday Dog Years. But I think today we have a song, Heresy. It just sounds magical right from the beginning, and let's just jump in.
From Moscow to Berlin, people storm the barricades, walls go tumbling in. The counter-revolution, people smiling through their tears. Who can give them back their lives and all those wasted years? Those wasted years, all those precious wasted years, who will pay? All around that dull grey world of ideology, people storm the marketplace and buy up fantasies. The counter-revolution at the counter of a store. People buy the things they want and borrow for a little more. All those wasted years, all those precious wasted years, who will pay? Do we have to be forgiving at last? What else can we do? Do we have to say goodbye to the past? Yes, I guess we do. Do we have to be forgiving at last? What else can we do? Do we have to say goodbye to the past? Yes, I guess we do.
Wow. What a song. What a song this is. We have to talk about this one. It's a special one, especially for me. So I told you this is a special song, especially for me. You know what? I'm from Germany, and I remember reading in some article that Wash were doing a song about the situation back in Germany about after the Second World War, when the West and East Germany was basically founded, and which lasted until 1989, 1990. That was the turnaround from that point of view, and with everything, then all Germans came together to give you a brief history about what was going on there. This might be a little history lesson now from a really personal experience, because I'm living there and I was born very shortly after Germany came back together. So I have a lot of family members who were either living in West Germany or East Germany, and they constantly tried to get in contact. But back in those days, as the people told me, it wasn't that easy. So you couldn't just send a letter there from East Germany over to West Germany, and from West Germany to East Germany, which was maybe a little bit difficult. And you even couldn't visit East Germany that easy when you would be living in West Germany, and vice versa, of course, everything vice versa. But the East Germany people had a lot of tougher times than we did in West Germany. I will get to that in a second. So, to get the basic idea, if you're not familiar with that kind of history, it was just like that East Germany seemed like to be a state that is a major castle. You can imagine a really, really big fat castle with water around the castle, and that's what basically East Germany was there back in the day. And there was almost no legal way, or there was no legal way in East Germany, for example, to get other news stations that were controlled by West Germany or Europe, Western Europe in general, or in America. So basically, what we had there in East Germany was a state, and they were on our level in terms of knowing things. So the intelligence was basically the same, like from East to West Germany. These people were pretty similar to that, but East Germany had a really big problem in getting information outside what was going on in East Germany or in Russia and all those Soviet Union states. That was the major information income. It's almost like the same situation that you have right now in North Korea. It's pretty much the same, that the people from North Korea can't access information the way that I could, for example, or that you could when you are living in the United States of America or living in Canada or somewhere else. Somewhere else, at least not in North Korea or some states in the Eastern world, like in Egypt and stuff like that. It's pretty much like in North Korea, depending on what kind of side you are there, either when you are for the government or against the government. And if you're against it, you know that stories that has all been history. So when I grew up, there was always and constantly these kind of reminders that when somebody was thinking about Berlin, for example, who was living in West Germany like I do, there's constantly the thinking, oh yeah, that's in East Germany. And still to this day, this stuff continues. So basically what we have, for example, on national television is some kind of like real-time kind of really staged TV shows with people from West and East Germany. And you can at least tell by the accent that if somebody from East Germany is there and somebody from West Germany sees that, he's automatically arguing that the guy who is just on TV being only an East German guy, he must be less intelligent. Or when it comes to the accent, that you are really quick to judge about people when you notice that they are from a foreign area. But I pretty much get that too when I visited the United States of America. I've been there 3 times, and I was in New York. In New York, I was in New Jersey. I was in Ohio. I even visited Denver, and then all of a sudden there was one trip where I was in the United States, where I was being actually in Kentucky and Alabama, and Alabama for about 3 weeks. And there I learned basically that judging from an accent is a national thing, an international thing. You know, so there's always these kind of things that you think about people, but you don't actually know them. So it's just this stereotypic thing that really goes around the world. I thought this would be or was a German problem before I visited the United States of America, but turns out it's an international thing. So therefore, the whole history about East and West Germany is there. You can still feel the vibe outside. If you just pay attention closely, and when you're from West Germany and you try to get to East Germany, the farther you go in the direction of East, you know immediately that you're basically leaving everything that you know. You're entering in kind of a new world, not in terms of new kind of futuristic buildings or something like that, but in terms of that the people are just way, way different, which I experienced numerous of times when I visited the United States, that people from New York are way different than talking to a guy in Ohio or Alabama about the same stuff. Even visiting a Western, it's very different. But there's a certain tension here in Germany still, that not everybody tries at least to get along with everybody, and that's still the problem that we have between West and East Germany. There is no West and East Germany since over 30 years now, but people still think like that, and it's pretty easy to talk about this kind of topic because it's everywhere outside. You know, if somebody's calling, oh yeah, he must be probably from East Germany. I'm not judging there, but it's like, when you grow up in Germany, this is the history that your parents or grandparents give you, no matter from what society level you are coming or from what kind of household you are coming. You get the basic same kind of education there about Germany from your parents or grandparents or your best friends. So with that all being said, let's get to the song itself. If I like the song, if I don't like the song. Well, this song is probably the only song that I could really relate to myself better than to any other song. You know, because this is a song about Germany, about the stuff that happened 30 years ago when everything came together, gladly. And therefore I could really follow the story, understand the story, and this is one of the few things that where you really get the feeling that you're either really smart or really dumb. That in most cases, when I'm listening, example, to music, to a variety things of music, especially Rush, there are so many topics that get touched on those Rush songs that I never really understand them in terms that I've felt the same that the artist is describing in the song. You can always relate and say, oh yeah, I kind of think how it feels, how the guy in the song behaves, and how much it might hurt him or how much he's happy about it. But still, you don't have the experience that the guy in that song has, not exactly the same. In that case with Heresy, this is totally different, because I can totally relate on that, and not only because of my mindset, but because of my origin. And the words here were chosen very wisely, and I'm really amazed that somebody who is not living in Germany and who has not had the education of German people, who is such a genius to craft such an amazing song with all words in it, and every word in that song fitted 100% perfectly. There's no other way to describe it that this song is really an awesome one. The melodies are great. I really love the interludes or solo instrumental sections, as you would call them. Between them, I really appreciate the effects that are going on with the marching thing at the beginning, and when it fades out with the marching thing again. I really appreciate that in the way that I can even more relate to the song with having these kind of military stuff in the background, knowing that this is really a tough situation that somebody's dealing in that song with. And knowing that this really happened, not to me personally, but to my parents and therefore every generation before. So this is a good song. I'm not that kind of a selfish guy who would say I would put it in my top 10 Secret Rush playlist, which I might reveal at the end of this 176 session video series. But I would probably put it in my top 20. And therefore, I think this will be a song that I'm going to give another listen to on our national holiday, which is Tag der Deutschen Einheit in Germany, which means the day of the German coming together, which is placed in early October, on 3rd October. So I will listen to that song on National German Holiday. And now I have a total different feeling about this German National Holiday, because now I have a song to it that I can relate even better than the other songs that have been published so far, even by German artists. There are plenty songs about those stuff that happened back in the day, 30 years ago. And I've heard a lot of those songs about that kind of topic. But this one, if I had to compare every song that I know about this topic, this would be at least my number 2. Not if number 1, but it's a second one. So I would place this on number 2 on my German National Holiday playlist. So therefore, guys, it was a long episode. We are over 18 minutes now. Damn, I think this is one of the longest. No, I think on Xanadu I talked about 23 minutes. I don't know. But this is, you have to understand, this is a serious song, serious topic for me at least. And I can understand that a lot of people maybe think that this song is nothing special for them. I can totally understand, but for the 82.5 million people living in Germany, they will care about this song. So there will be at least 82 million people in Germany who are appreciating what happened 30 years ago and who will always appreciate this song. So, guys, see you tomorrow. Bye.